How are you going to be able to get to where you want to go if your standard is not reflected across all planes of reality? Start keeping your promises. I promise you, it will become so much easier to become so much better than 99% of people. If you can imagine it, you can see it and you can grab it and take hold of it. If I cannot see myself in great shape, how the hell am I going to get in great shape? Boom! What's going on? Welcome back, everybody, to Don Uncensored, a channel where I give tips, tricks, and knowledge as I go through on my self-improvement journey. Hey, man, today we have a really good topic for you guys, so I'm going to hop right into it. Today, I really want to talk about why your reality is a reflection of your standards. Hey man, this is a really good topic because it's going to open your guys' eyes on why you really cannot get what you want, because there's a lot of things that are lacking in your life, including multiple different laws that you are not using. But one of the main things that I really want to talk about that I don't see a lot is how people will expect their life to be as something of grandiose, something amazing, exquisite, something that everybody would want to look up to. Nobody ever wants to be a person who's just known as average. Nobody ever wants to be. If you dream to be average, I'm sorry, get off of this channel. You don't belong to be here. If you want to be an extraordinary person, everybody has dreamed about that life of being the rich person in the family who's always going out on trips, who's always traveling the world, has the most beautiful person on their shoulder. They have the most loving relationships with the people in their life. They're the closest person in the family to the universe. Everything seems to go their way. Everybody wants to be that pillar of strength in their family. The thing about it is that to get to that level, you need to be having a reflection of a reality that reflects what you want. And the problem is that too many people will want a reality and not have the standard to make that reality true. And what do I mean by this? First thing that I want to explain, your reality is nothing more than a physical reflection of the thoughts and promises, aka the standards that you set for yourself. Let me explain it like this. Your reality is your entire thought system made manifest. Every single word that you speak out, every single thought you have in your head, every single time that you make promises to yourself, your brain will take that in. Your brain is an information machine. It not only picks up information, it picks up on energy. Words are energy, thoughts are energy. Everything we do is a conversion or a making or something happening with energy. So your brain is a machine that can absorb and understands the importance of energy, right? So with that being said, if you keep making these promises and these thoughts to yourself that are grandiose, that are spectacular, you keep telling yourself, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life this year. I'm going to make the most amount of money I've ever made this year. I'm going to get a new car this year. I'm going to be in the best headspace of my life this year. And you do not follow on any of those promises you make yourself. You are only shooting yourself in the foot, because your brain does a lot of things, but the one thing that it likes to do is it likes to bring things towards you, right? Your brain is an energy magnet. It wants everything positive to come towards you. But for everything positive to line up in your life, you're going to need a lot of things. But one of the main things that's going to need to, line up is going to be these. First of all, your thoughts need to line up. Your actions need to line up, right? Your imagination and your environment. All four of these things need to match up clearly, so that way you can bring that physical representation, that physical reflection, bring that reality towards you, bring that standard towards you. And what do I mean by this? Since your reality is such a physical reflection, if you are not holding yourself to a standard in any of these four things that I have mentioned, I keep dropping my shit. That's how excited I am. If you do not hold yourself to a standard in any of these four things, your reality will not come towards you. Why? Because like I said, your brain needs all four of these to be in harmony for everything to be attracted towards you. So that means you can have your actions, your imagination, and your environment ready. But if your thoughts are not, your reality will not come towards you. If your thoughts are amazing, but your actions don't actually show it, you're not going to be in the spot you want. If your thoughts and actions, but your imagination doesn't show what you want, you're not going to be in the spot that you want. Your reality will not be manifested. Your standard will not be manifested. And that is why having standards is such an important thing, because standards are the easiest way to fast track yourself to the reality that you want. When you hold yourself to a standard, when you hold the people around you in your life to a standard, when you hold the things in your environment to a standard, your brain is going to recognize these habits and is slowly going to attract more and more positive things. If these things are rooted in deep positivity, every single thing that you do, the people that you hang around in your environment, right? The imagination, the thoughts you have, you're imagining yourself in that brand new car, imagining what it would look like to be a business owner, imagining what it would look like when you make 100K. If your actions match that, right? You're studying, you're mentoring yourself, you're getting into mentorships, you're actually trying to seek knowledge about whatever topic it is that you're trying to get better in. Your brain is going to realize that. If every single thought you have is, I'm the richest person in my family, I'm the one who always travels the most, right? I can even read it from my who am I list. If I want to be the person, the pillar of who I want to be in my family, I have it written down right here. I am the pillar of strength, masculinity, finance, and more in this family. When there is a problem in this family, everyone looks to me. I am the savior, I am the God, I am the deity. I bring the wealth and power to my family's name. I write down, and my thoughts are a reflection of the standards that I want. So if my thoughts are going to be a reflection, they are going to be a standard. I set myself to a standard. I am a conqueror, so guess what I'm going to have? A conqueror's thoughts. But just because I have the thoughts of a conqueror does not mean my actions align with that. And that's what happens with a lot of people. When you do not hold the standard across all fields, across all domains of life, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot. Because how can you have the thoughts of someone who is great, but not the actions of someone who is great? How can you have the thoughts and actions of someone who is great, but not the imagination, the ability to think outside of the box, to think of new ideas, to go do different things? If you have all three of these things, but your environment does not match what you want, how are you going to be able to get there? If you want to be surrounded by millionaires, you want everybody around you to be successful, in great shape, happy health, happy family, making good money, how are you going to be that surrounded by broke people? People who hate their life, people who hate their job, people who hate being around, even existing in the world. How are you going to be able to get to where you want to go if your standard is not reflected across all planes of reality, across everything? In your diet, your energy, the people you talk to, the conversations you have, the videos you watch, everything matters. Everything matters. Your standard is how you keep yourself going in life. Your standard is what drives you in life. Your standard is what brings you to the level that you want to get to in life. If I want to be in great shape, first of all, my thoughts have to be able to be that. I'm a person who's in amazing shape. My triceps are humongous. My back is humongous. My biceps are humongous. I'm vascular. I'm veiny, right? I'm shredding. All right, I'm getting even bigger. Whatever else your goal might want to be, you are that person. You are that future version of you. That is your standard. So then your action has to follow that standard. You have to actually put in the work. Go to the gym. Count your macros. Make sure you're actually getting your work in, right? Watch videos about getting in better shape. Get good sleep. Multiple different things. Then your imagination has to line up with that too. I can't be a person who's in great shape if I physically cannot see myself in great shape. If you can imagine it, you can see it and you can grab it and take hold of it. If I cannot see myself in great shape, how the hell am I going to get in great shape? Number 2, not keeping promises to yourself diminishes your self-trust and it will turn your reality sour. Now, you're going to be asking yourself, Dom, what do you mean by this? I'm going to explain this really quickly for you so you can understand. Not keeping the promises you make to yourself is doing nothing but being bad on the energy that you place out into the universe. Like I said before, the universe understands the energy that comes from you saying things. Your words hold a lot of weight when it comes to the universe. So if you make promises out loud or make promises in your head, your brain will understand the energy that is driving behind it. So when you break these when you in turn break these promises that you make to yourself, you are not doing anything but tarnishing the reality that you want to come towards you, and you are killing it. The reason why is this. Let's imagine it like this. Every single time you make a reality, right? Let's say you're on a bumpy road, and this is life. You have a bumpy road that's filled with potholes, right? It's filled with potholes, and you're driving a car going this way. If every single promise you make is like laying new concrete to fill over the potholes, if you make good on every single promise in your life, guess where it's going to go? It's going to keep going straight. You're actually going to make a new layer and cover up the old potholes with good, clear, stable ground. It's going to make sure that where you want to go is going to be a smooth sailing ride. And guess what? Sometimes even in that process, you might get a little divot. You might get one time where, the concrete cracks or the asphalt cracks, and you might get a little small hiccup. But guess what? You're not going to have these huge craters and divots that were in your old reality. Guess what? Keeping your promises is like laying out new asphalt over the highway. It's going to make your job a lot easier, and it's going to make getting to your reality a lot easier. If you keep your standard, if you keep your promise that you make to yourself and you make that your standard, it's going to be a lot easier. If your standard is to be a YouTuber every single day, if your standard is to be a YouTuber who inspires people, who gets people motivated like I want to be, my goal is to post a video every single day, because the reason why is it's going to make me better at my job. It's going to make it a lot easier and a lot better for the journey of when I want to get to the point where I want to go to. Because guess what? Every single time I make a new video, I'm covering over these asphalt holes. I'm learning something new. I'm learning how to be better, how to get better titling, how to do better tags, how to get more people interested in the video in the first 30 seconds. I'm learning multiple things. It makes my reality a lot easier because I hold myself to that standard. I hold myself to that promise that I made to myself. It makes it so much easier when you hold yourself accountable to the standards and promises that you make to yourself. You want to know why? Because when you do so, it makes sure that you actually get to where you want to go. The reason you are not where you want to be is because of the fact you have not been holding your standard. So like I said, not keeping promises diminishes your self-trust and will turn your reality sour. Because getting into the self-trust part, you're even going to start doubting yourself, not being confident. You might not want to go up and talk to that person and network at this event. You might not want to go onto this video call and learn from these people. You might not want to go talk to that girl or whoever else you might be interested in. You might not want to take that risky conversation and develop your interpersonal skills with yourself. You might not want to take that moment to actually believe and do something and hop into it. Not keeping your promises is killing your self-trust, and killing your self-trust will make sure you don't keep the promises you make to yourself. Once you start doubting yourself, your reality will turn sour because you do not understand and you do not trust yourself enough to keep the standard that you have set to yourself. Start keeping your promises. I promise you, it will become so much easier to become so much better than 99% of people. Just if you keep your promise to yourself. Just do it. And last one, your standards are your key to manifesting your reality. Deviate and that reality is gone. This is real simple. Exactly what I've been talking about this entire video. Your standards are the keys to manifesting everything you want into your new reality. If you cannot keep those standards you make to yourself, you will never get anywhere in life, because you will not hold yourself accountable. You will not have any self-trust in yourself, and the universe will realize you are not the person it can rely on to carry out. Even yourself, your own brain will start to doubt you and make sure that you are not the person who achieves their true potential. You will never be able to find out what your true deep purpose is if you are not holding yourself to the standard of getting where you want to go to. So, if the standards are key to manifesting your reality, and deviating from them will make sure that that reality is gone, there's one simple rule. X this out. Do not deviate. Stay on the task as much as possible. I do not care if you have work at 4 in the morning and it is 11 o'clock. If you have hold yourself to the standard that you are going to become a YouTuber, you better post that video. You better make that video and you better post that video. You better make sure that you get your standard done for the day. If you are making sure that you want to get into shape, I don't care if you feel like you are going to fall over and croak. You better go into the gym and work out for bare minimum 45 minutes. Get on cardio. Go on the treadmill. Do something. Get in the gym. Do something. If you are trying to hold yourself to becoming a better person with people, getting a better, deeper personal relationship, you better hold yourself to the standard of practicing 15 minutes of thoughts, questioning and envisioning and enticing and responding to your own thoughts. You better take that 15 minutes and break down who you are as a person. Your standards are the key to manifesting it because, again, they make the highway easy. They make the road smooth and fast for you. They make sure that everywhere you want to go to is going to be great. If you go on a bumpy road, you can tell it sucks. It sucks to drive on a road that has never had any road work done to it. But the moment you have a road that gets newly paved, it's like driving on butter. Why would I want to make my reality that I want to get to that bumpy road? Why would I not want it to be like butter? If I want to get to that point, my standards need to be key. My standards need to be everything I hold myself to. My standards need to be who I am. And that's really the biggest thing. Your standards can also be a deviation of your identity. This is a big one. If your standards are not something that you do, but they are who you are, it makes it so much easier. You want to know why? Because your identity is rooted in every single standard you hold in yourself. I'm a person of action. I'm a person who makes goals. I'm a person who hits my goals. I'm a person who holds myself to standards and does everything I want to do. I'm a person who wants to get in shape. I'm getting in great fucking shape. I'm a person who wants to read more. I have a whole book. I have about 30 books sitting on my book stand. I hold myself to that standard. I'm a person who wants to get very intimate with people. I want to learn more about people. Guess what I'm doing? Walking up, approaching more people, trying to start deeper and better relationships. I hold myself to that standard. But do you want to know why? Not because I have to do these things. These things are who I am at the end of the day. If you really want to do something, fourth tip, if you want to make your reality even easier to get to, make your standards equal your identity. That is the easiest thing that you can do. If your standards and your identity are the same person, that means everything in these 4 planes of reality will match up. That means the universe will look at you and say, this dude is ready for where he wants to go to. Let's bring his reality towards him. Yup. He's next in line. He's next to go. Yup, he's doing everything that he needs to be able to do to get to where he wants to go. Not because you're holding yourself to a standard because you need to. You're holding yourself to a standard because that is who you are. If you make your standards, your actual promises, your promises to yourself, if you make every single one of those a standard, I promise you, you are going to see a drastic amount of change in every single part of your life. You have to make your standards, you have to make your promises, your standards, you have to make your reality a reflection of your standards. Your standards needs to be your reality because if one of these does not align, nothing is going to happen. Listen, man, all I want you guys to do, I need you guys to start holding yourself to the standards that you make. I need you guys to keep holding yourself to the promises that you make every single day. If you make a promise to yourself, no matter how small it is, hold yourself to that standard. Make sure it gets done that day. Make sure it gets done in that hour. You want to know why? Because it's going to build up the self-trust. It's going to build up the self-trust in the universe and in yourself. It's going to make the process of doing things a lot easier. And not only that, it's going to make sure that everything you want is going to start coming towards you because you start seeing as yourself as, oh man, I'm that dude. It doesn't even matter. I may not have it now. It's going to start coming towards me. You want to know why? Because I'm living like myself. Listen, man, make your standards, make your promises, make every single thing that you tell yourself. Make a promise to yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Make that promise your standard. Make every standard a promise. Make every promise a standard. Promise yourself and hold yourself to that promise. Make that promise a standard and conquer your standards. Be a damn conqueror.